Also, happy birthday to Zuikaku Dere.
Ah, excellent. Oh, we're dropping. Game starting
We are
shortly
indeed
here.
dropping.
All right. Let's talk team comp real fast. Here on the CUTER side, we have Hakuryu, Montana Yamato, Des Moines, triple Hindenburg. A lot of Hindenburg in this game. Gearing and Grozovoy. Zath, somebody talk to me about ZR.
Well, we've got Hakuryu for carrier, Montana, Yamato, Des Moines, triple Hindenburg, and double Gearing. So, main difference that Gearing, and that's basically it, it looks like, huh?
Indeed, we've seen GRE and SAT play a lot of different destroyers through the course of this tournament, opting for double gearing here. We've seen GRE bust out the Z52 a couple of times with mixed success. I suspect we will not see that today.
Yeah, they tried to bring it on, it was Warrior's Path, and then they also had a comp for it on Sea of Fortune. And I get the idea, I understand the intent. It's basically a poor man's radar, and if you pair it up with a cruiser, it gives them a little extra, support in that matter. But with this kind of meta where there's planes flying everywhere, at least in my opinion, I feel that you can get away with not using that because it is very liable to air attack.
Absolutely.
Well, and we saw what '07, how '07 handled the Z52 last week, and it was brutal. They were very mean to him.
Yeah. Yeah, if I recall correctly, they shoved a Des Moines up close enough and then let that 50 some odd second radar just tear it apart. And I don't even think the Des Moines got shots on him. It was him just spotting it for his friends.
Now, for those of you guys who are watching what's going on, basically, in a couple of the maps, we have to kill ourselves in carrier. So that's what I'm doing right now. Is I'm committing seppuku with my Ryujo.
Indeed, a lot of that going on here. All right, so early CUTER deployment. We've got a lot of cruisers headed up north, backed up by Montana, Hindenburg, Des Moines, and Hindenburg headed up towards C. Hindenburg already on the in about A6 or so. Grozovoy rotating that direction as well with a gearing, keeping an eye on B, and it looks as if we're going to have Hindenburg Yamato playing back along the 1-2 line to kind of slow up or hopefully prevent any major pushes of ZR forces through A. How's ZR lining up, fellas?
They're looking like a major push to A with the ability to flex into B cap. One of their Hindenburgs is not. Nope, he's moving now. I thought at first he might have been AFK, but nope, he's going. So we've got one Hindenburg, Yasin Poi, is going to basically try to hold C, or at least delay them, while I think ZR is planning on trying to cap both B and A at the same time.
All right, let's see here. Cruiser Kenu's Hindenburg way up on the A line here. Looks like he's holding some long-range fire, going to back up Kasumi DD's push into C with his Grozovoy.
Carefree Tongue is winning the air war over at A. That's really huge for the team as they go and they capture A without any contest whatsoever.
You have no eyes down there for anybody to get spots on that DD.
Dolphin Princess took a 10k hit moving down into A. That was actually a pretty nice salvo from, I'm going to guess, the Yamato that's moving away from A, because that's at least 20 kilometers, if not more.
It was actually, and I believe if you'll check one of Princess's turrets, Zuikaku is telling his team that he took out one of that Hindenburg's turrets.
Wow.
Correct. That's the front turret. Good point.
Well, I guess it's a rune now, huh?
So it would seem. Rune with better torpedoes. All right. CUTER's about to put into C, already a little behind here in the early game, and on the back of an early cap here by ZR. ZR now pushing into B.
Now.
Yeah, yep. I see this.
That's SAT score. He's going to get spotted pretty soon, but he's using the school bus camo, which is always fun.
Oh, backed up by Major Read. This is Des Moines there. That's a great position for Read this.
Yes, it is.
That's a very common place to shove the Des Moines, especially if you spawn on the southeastern side. You see that rock that Zath is looking at right there. It provides you a lot of cover from shells. Obviously, there's that little dip, that little V right there that you have to be careful about. But overall, it's a pretty strong position.
Yeah, we've seen both Minotaurs and Des Moines set up there over the course of the tournament. Bit of an air war here over B as Destroyer Kuroshi Okai looks like he's spotted, got his DF up maybe. Nope, probably just regular AA fire trying to help out his carrier there. And it looks as if ZR will pick up B.
Yeah, I was going to say, Carefree did a nice job there of baiting out the strafe.
Yes, he
forcing
did.
Midway to exit strafe out, and there goes. Air War is won at B.
Indeed. Now, CUTER has pushed a lot of force up to C, and I'm wondering if we're going to see something that we saw ZR do to OIF way back in round 1 of the tournament. Do you remember, Zath? We watched ZR push double Hindenburgs and all kinds of force up through this C cap, and then they turned and came straight down the 8 line and just punished OIF the entire way. Do you remember that?
Yes, we did see that. That was a pretty handy victory for them.
It was. I don't think it's going to be that easy for CUTER if they try that here, but I am curious to see if that's what they intend to do. Right now, giving up a couple caps early, down about 75 points or so here with about 5 minutes gone in the first game.
Oh, Gearing just took
nice
a big
drop.
torp. Here comes another
That's
one.
a nice drop.
Oh, too close.
Oh!
Gone.
Goodness
Carefree
gracious.
Tongue saying, "This is my ocean. You go away."
Carefree Tongue with a fantastic drop on Destroyer Kuroshio Kai north of B. That is a big swing of power. That's going to severely limit CUTER's ability to contest caps.
Absolutely. And I was just going to mention, if you look at this, ZR is doing a wonderful job of setting up for defense, especially now with that destroyer gone.
Well, with a cap lead, of course, that's what they should be up to.
CUTER's going to have to push at some point, and Major Reed, this is in perfect position there to completely deny that push. You can see the Yamato's Wikaku now turning south, trying to maybe find a way in through A with the Hindenburg here.
Zath, you actually really hit the nail on the head with that one. It's very tempting for teams that spawn southeast to push through A, but ZR has made a very nice job of turning back around and saying, hey, you don't have a destroyer down here, so if you want to come and get the A cap, you're going to have to push back in and get it, and it's a very smart play to make.
And Red Front is positioned perfectly to deny that Yamato from even thinking about going through A.
Well, he does have a broadside right here. Looks like the cute Yamato is turning away, but there are shells going downrange from Red Front. We'll see if he manages to get some hits here.
Trying to follow them in. Let's see what happens. Oh, Of course we lose the vision.
Oh, that's a lot of nice hits.
Well, this CUTER group in C has kind of pulled up the handbrake, stalled a bit on the CD line here. I'm not sure this is a good play. They need to keep moving. I think maybe, I'm speculating that maybe they think they need to maybe get a bit of a ship advantage before they try to push, but every second they wait is a second that they're not able to hold down the points gain that ZR is building, already 200 and change and continuing to widen.
Well, the big thing, too, is that every moment that they wait on C gives ZR enough time to rotate members back over to stop the A push, which we're already kind of seeing.
We're already seeing that. Now, Kasukami has just touched his toes into the northern western cap side of B. Where are your gearings? Talk to me, fellas.
Well, Gearing is right by the Des Moines. I think he's in position to smoke him out should he need to be moving out. There's Kasumi.
Yep, Kasumi spotted by planes now in B.
The other gearing is down at Gulf 9. He's just to the west of the Hindenburg and Montana that are over there.
Okay, so we've got one destroyer then that can possibly get into this cap to contest and or keep eyes on Katsumi.
Just want to shout out. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it.
Just going to say welcome to the people watching my stream, Seabear and Steve B. Dancer. Thanks for joining.
One thing that I'd like to say, this game is actually turning out very similarly to Omni and Wargaming Pay to Win. They played this for game number 4 in the finals, and obviously Wargaming Pay to Win won the game, but ZR's deployment is almost mimicking exactly what Wargaming Pay to Win did. They send some forces over to the 9 and 10 line to stall. They do not push through A, and they basically form this triangle of doom.
Kasumi on the verge of a cap. He bags it right as he sails out. Wow.
Yep.
Razor thin timing there as he's spotted. I was assuming the Gearing was going to try to reset him, but Gearing never took a shot.
Yeah, I was watching the Gearing for that, and I'm surprised that he held his fire there. I think he just wanted to put his rear in to stop the cap. And
CUTER with a bit of a bold push here to try and stem some of the bleeding. 200 points down, but starting to close the gap again on the back of a cap at B. Now this cap at B, though, they can't really support it. Kasumi's really the only ship they have there. I'm kind of surprised they haven't brought Cruiser Kinu's Des Moines down a little closer to help defend B, because Lord knows they need the points.
Well, not only that, but your Yamato Zuikaku Dera is very low.
I haven't checked in on those guys in a while.
Healing up.
Yes, he is.
Last we saw, though, he was at about a 1/5 to a 1/4 health.
He's on about 30,000 HP now and climbing. He is repairing.
Not just that, he's going to be out of the fight for a while, too.
Oh, yeah. Once again, we see Carefree Tongue winning, most likely, the air war. keeping his side, his flank safe from these bombers and torpedo bombers, and
Yep.
more importantly, the vision.
Does look that way. Carrier midway, ironically playing a Hakuryu, but not having a tremendous amount of success there. It's interesting to me that ZR seems content to let CUTER tick up that B cap for a while. I guess they figure, you know what? What's the rush? We've got some points. We've got a points cushion. As we approach the halfway mark of the match, there's not really a sense of urgency, it seems like, for them to contest B right away.
Well,
here
GRE
comes-
score is actually getting on B. He's smoking up his buddy in the Des Moines, and
I noticed
they also
that.
have the torpedo. They also got torpedo bombers that are hovering above the Des Moines as well. So maybe they're going to try to push those guys out into the cap while this gearing is contesting it.
That's interesting because those torpedo bombers are not spotted, as it looks like GRE score is now back into the cap. The bombers just appeared on my screen, so we can see them over there. Kasumi now again back into the cap, denying the advancement of that cap to GRE score. I'm confident there's a radar coming here if it's not up already.
Not yet, but I have a feeling that they're waiting. Reed, this is probably waiting until he gets in range to be able to shoot, and he hasn't cleared the island just yet. Meanwhile, they're using the torpedo bombers as vision to scout for torpedoes. Very smart.
Yep, that Des Moines is creeping forward. There are some torpedoes coming in from the Grozavoy, but it appears he pulled on the brake just in time. Don't think he's
yeah.
going to eat any. No, he's not going to eat any of those.
Yeah. In competitive, we often see that smoke screens are torpedo magnets. So that was probably the plan: was make it obvious that the Des Moines going to move there, and then don't move him there right away.
Kasumi continuing to kind of retreat from B here a little bit as the AA finally starting to go off and work on these torpedo bombers. Clearly, ZR will be picking up B again as the gap closed to about 160 points, 150 points or so. But now going to start going the other way in favor of ZR.
And look at this positioning by ZR as well. You got all those ships that, they look like they're out of position way down south on the 9 line, but you can see that, CUTER's trying to push some dudes around that island that's just to the south of A, but this push is being stalled up. Obviously, the air battle has gone decisively in ZR's favor so far, but they just really can't push around that.
Tell you, I'm really surprised, right? CUTER's got all this force in C, and it's literally just camping here. You've got a Des Moines, a Hindenburg, a Montana. You've got a tremendous amount of firepower up on the C and D lines, and they're just chilling.
It's almost like they don't know what to do to rectify the situation. They're kind of hoping for the other side to do something, but the other side can't. They've been blocked.
There are times that kind of chilling and waiting for your opponent to make a mistake is the right play, but I think this is not that time for CUTER, right? They need to force
Not
a
with
play.
8 minutes left.
No, they've got 8 minutes left. They're 200 points down and falling further behind. They need to force a play somewhere. I don't know what that looks like. That's not my decision or call, but they got to do something.
I just want to mention, just like we saw with 07, ZR is doing a great job of smoking up their cruisers. Yasenpoi's been in smoke this whole time in the Hindenburg, and he's just been getting shot after shot after shot into their Hindenburg and their Montana. Oh, and here comes some torpedoes.
Yep. As I mentioned earlier, this is looking extremely like the Omni and Wargaming Pay to Win game. Omni tried to push through A. They stalled virtually in this exact same position, and now it looks like Shinano is going to eat 2 torpedoes here. Yep, it's going to be 2. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yep, 2 torpedoes
DCP
here.
being triggered. ZR now pinging the minimap saying this guy's DCP is down. Everybody focus him. Let's get him out and let's get game 1 over with.
Yeah.
Certainly is headed that way as ZR closing to almost within 150 points of victory here. 7 minutes to play. Game 1 on the Atlantic.
Destroyer Sashio is now spotted, probably trying to make a play, get people to focus him instead so that Shinano's got a little bit of time, but this is the finals. That's not...
Yeah, ZR is not going to fall for that. Shinano continuing to retreat, healing now. Back up over 10K, 12K, more shells coming in.
But look at that. Just the spot plane, they got it up. It's well over 20 kilometers for some of these Hindenburgs, and it just doesn't matter. They're able to hit.
Yep. It's what we learned in Clan Wars. It's why you take spotter plane on Hindenburg. As a torpedo strike going in now on Kasumi DD, it looks like here just to the west of the B cap, popping his defensive fire.
Also,
sending
I want
those
to
torpedo
mention
bombers home upset.
Shинano's perspective, when we were looking over there, he was too far away from the island to prevent shots over the island from the flank. and that's what brought him down ultimately.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with Shinano's death there over to the southeastern edge of the C cap, that moves ZR to within 40 points of victory here with about 5 minutes to play. CUTER needs a big kill, and I just don't see anywhere on the board they're going to be able to get one. Nobody on ZR is even below probably 2/3 health.
Yeah, maybe Redo front, but he's healing up now. Dolphin Princess is still down.
They're not
so
going to, but they're not going to dev strike a Yamato from 70,000 hit points.
No.
Kasumi takes
I
a
don't
last-ditch dip into B to try to stem the tide here, but just a few more seconds and ZR will claim game 1.
You never
Yeah,
know.
it's-
Maybe somebody forgot their debt flags.
Yeah. I was hoping that Shinano explosive was going to explode, but
we have seen some detonations in the tournament. It is unusual, but it happens as ZR takes game 1 here on the Atlantic in the 3rd place match.
That's correct.
They looked like they were in total control from start to finish, and they're really, besides Dolphin taking 10K at the beginning, I mean, if you want to call that a mistake, that's really the only I guess, little tiny thing that I could point out. They played that.
Yeah, I don't even know that I'd call that a mistake. I mean, if you're in a Hindenburg at long range, sometimes you get wrecked. That's just the way it goes when you drive that ship.
It was a lucky salvo from the Yamato. I didn't even expect it. I wasn't covering it and didn't catch it, unfortunately.
Right. Now,
because you never see that.
Have a peek at the plane kills, and you get a sense of how badly Carrier Midway kind of lost that air war to Carefree Tongue's AS Akuryu.
That's insane.
That's a pretty significant difference there.